Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be on Prince and the Revolution's Parade, my favourite Prince album. Now, this album came out in 1986 and would be the last Prince album to feature the Revolution, following up from his previous album, All Around the World in a Day. In this era of Prince's discography, he wasn't doing, like Purple Rain was massive. That was a huge album and soundtrack, and then All Around the World in a Day came out, and it was critically, the critics didn't really like it. It wasn't like that well reviewed, I read. And then this album came out. I mean, this is my favourite Prince album, easily the best album he's done, and it has my favourite Prince song on it. Anyway, let's get into it. The record, if you want to pick this record up, it is really beautiful. It's one of those records with a fully coloured gate, or fully pictured gatefold, I call them. They probably got a proper name, but that's upside down there. The only other album like this I have is Queen's News of the World, which also has the picture that covers both sides, which is really cool. And the front has two Prince's bodies that connect, which is really cool. Now, I know that Michael Jackson is also a heartthrob for many, but I think Prince is better looking, and not only that, Prince is more like the more sex icon rather than Michael Jackson. You shouldn't compare them. They had two completely separate careers, you know. They did hate each other, but like they're both talented in their own right. But in terms of appeal and looks, Prince is better looking, and he has more sex appeal than Michael Jackson. That's what I try to say. It comes with, don't fall out. It comes with a really nice sleeve. I like the sleeve. I like sleeves like this, that, you know, it's a proper sleeve with artwork on it. I don't mind the paper sleeves, but the paper sleeves have to be made up well. That's my problem. I'm going off on a tangent here, but that's my problem with picture discs. Usually if you buy a picture disc, it comes in a plastic bag. And I know that's so you can see the record, but if you ever plan on playing it, you're just going to end up with a dust-covered record. Anyway, sorry, side rant. Really nice label as well, which I'm going to be having this up so I can know what the songs are called. There isn't like a list of songs on the album, and my short-term memory is absolutely terrible. So the album kicks off with the 2-minute opener at Christopher Tracy's Parade, which has some really great instrumentation to it, some really great horns and flutes, and it sounds a lot like there's a bit on this album where they do speak French, but a lot of the instrumentation on this album sounds French, like I could hear it in Paris. And I also believe that this album could have come out in the 90s. Some of the songs are very 80s, especially Kiss, the lead single from the album. But I swear, the production is, we'll get into that in the conclusion, but the production is amazing, and Christopher Tracy's Parade, the opening track, is absolutely brilliant. Obviously don't want to touch the record, but New Position, it's a really great song. I Wonder You, absolutely love it. Under the Cherry Moon, brilliant song, seriously. I love the chorus on that song. The way he sings it, under the cherry moon. That's really catchy, and I love it. Girls and Boys. Now, I think it was Girls and Boys where Prince does a bit of a rap, which is just really cool, especially for like an 80s song. I quite like that. Life Can Be So Nice, and Venus de Milo, which I've obviously mispronounced, but then side 2 starts with Mountains, which is a really great song. I love the bridge to that song, absolutely brilliant. Do You Lie, Do You Lie, Do You Lie. I love the sort of fun-loving, playful nature of that song. Absolutely love it. Kiss, which is a big lead single from the album, and it's absolutely beautiful. Love it. Another Lover, I can't read that. Another Lover, I can't read it. Another Lover how I can't. Anyway, that song I can't pronounce it. It's a really great song. I love that one. But the closing track, Sometimes It Snows in April. Oh my God, I cry. Well, first time I heard it, I cried, and I do tear up when I hear it. It's not only my favourite Prince song. It's in my top 10 songs of all time. That song, as I've stated previously, I love song lyrics. I get a lot of meaning from my song lyrics. That's why I have, my two favourite songs on my album. And I would, Sometimes It Snows in April, for the lyrical content, I would put it up there with Wish You Were Here. Which, no, that doesn't mean much to you, but for me, that is big. That means it is a really good song. And the lyrics are just superb. I'm going to get the lyrics up, hold on. Just getting it up on my phone. I often dream of heaven, and I know that Tracy's there. I know that he has found another friend. Maybe he's found the answer to all the April snow. Maybe one day I'll see my Tracy again. Sometimes it snows in April. Sometimes I feel so bad, so bad. Sometimes I wish that life was never ending, but all good things, they never last. My God, the lyrics to that song are so beautiful, and it's my favourite closing track to an album. I can't... The instrumentation is great. I love the piano and the acoustic guitar that leads the track. And I like the weird sort of synths that are just in the background, and then they come into the foreground and come back out again. And lyrically, man, it is beautiful. Oh, pardon me. I'm dying. Just an amazing... In conclusion, it's my favourite Prince album. It's got my favourite Prince song on it, and it's honestly one of my favourite albums of the 80s. So I was going to dress up in the 80s style. That's what I want to start doing for these videos, but it's really hot, and that jacket looks absolutely stunning and very 80s. It would have been perfect, but it's too hot to wear it, basically. So this album is a 10 out of 10. Production is a 10 out of 10. Lyrics, 10 out of 10. The instrumentation, it's 10 out of 10 across the board. Absolutely brilliant album. If you've never listened to Prince, I would recommend you start with Purple Rain. I kind of see that as, that's the album that I got into, and I kind of see it as like an entry level for Prince. And then, because it's very safe compared to something like this or Around the World in a Day. But I seriously recommend you listen to Prince. And before I go, I have a question for Art Collector, who is a huge Prince fan. What would you recommend for Prince's later stuff, like 2000s onwards? Because I want to listen to some of that. I like seeing how artists have changed over the years, and I want to listen to some of his later albums. And of course, sadly, he would pass away, so God bless you, Prince. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Take care, everyone.